Zeus, Athena, Apollo, Ares, and Aphrodite. Even in the 21st century, these names conjure up the glory of ancient Greece and the cradle of Western civilization. And today, the Greek Independence Day Parade commemorates the 194th anniversary of Hellenic independence. It is a steadfast tradition and an opportunity for those of Greek heritage to celebrate orthodoxy, Hellenism, and freedom. The parade is hosted by the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. For more than 75 years, this group has promoted the preservation of their traditions from generation to generation, so that not only the architecture, politics, and philosophy that began in ancient Greece can continue today, but also the family traditions that are so very rich. Join us today on Fifth Avenue as My Nine presents the 84th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade, a celebration of this glorious land and her people.
This is the My Nine 84th Annual Greek Independence Day Parade.
Oh, kalimera σας. Zito Vielas. Hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Anastas along with Nicole Petalidis. We're back again.
All right, you got us clapping already,
Yeah.
Ernie and Astas, and everybody's lining the streets. The spectators are here.
Exciting.
We are so excited. We have all the floats ready, and we are ready to have a really great time
We are.
for
We've
another
got a beautiful
Greek
day,
parade.
too. I know. The sun is shining. Yesterday we had snow, as we know. But today it's a beautiful day. Fifth Avenue is just a great place for a parade. And we have 50 floats, as usual. The band is here, the Alpha Band, and also so many organizations from Greek communities throughout the tri-state area, all happy to be part of our broadcast.
We are so excited to be here, everybody. And, you know, this is something that everybody waits for all year long. And whether it's rain or snow, whatever it is, everybody gets out here,
Right.
starts lining the streets. And today really shaped up to be a beautiful one.
And we also have a nice surprise, Nicole, because joining us on set right now, he's a terrific guy. We all know him so well. We're proud of him. It all started with American Idol, of course, which is an amazing program. And then he went on to Broadway. He's got a Tony nomination. He is one of the brightest stars that we know. And his name, Konstantin Maroulis, is part of our broadcast. Konstantin, good to have you here today.
Kalimera.
Yasu.
Nice to see everyone.
Star of stage and screen.
Well,
here he is.
thank you guys. So what an honor to be here. You know, I grew up with the parade, born in Brooklyn, raised in New Jersey.
Yeah.
The sun just opened up for us just in time.
And
for
your
a great
family's
parade.
watching today, right?
Of course. Hello, Mom.
See that?
Yasu, Mom.
He's a true Greek. You speak Greek, too, don't you,
Pretty
Konstantin?
well. Not as well as you guys, but...
Now, you know
I
what?
don't speak that
It's so great. We've talked about this before. It's so great to at least know some of our language. And it's so nice to be able to pass it on to our children because it really is a beautiful tongue. And so many times, you know, when we're asked, do you speak Greek, it makes you feel good to know that you can.
Right, and that's what so much of this is about, is about maintaining our history, our Hellenism, our culture, our language. And you'll see so many of the beautiful costumes here from the dancers, the Cretan dancers, the warriors who wear the helmets and spears, and some of that is made of bronze, in fact, to give them a lot of protection. So a lot of a history
So much
here
tradition here to share today. And you know what? Also part of our broadcast every year, Mike Woods from Good Day New York is also joining us right now. Mike is down on the floor or on the street of Fifth Avenue, and the wind is starting to blow a little bit here, Mike. How are things down?
You hear it,
How are
right?
things down there? Yeah.
We managed to get the snow out of here, but this wind, yeah, you know, what are you going to do? But I got to tell you, what a fantastic day it is out here. The parade is just now getting going. The participants are coming down the street, and it's fantastic. What a beautiful sunny day for the Greek Independence Day Parade. I'm really looking forward to this. This has been several years in a row that I've been a part of it, and I'm like, wow, Tikanis. Pick up a little bit of Greek here and there, enjoy some of the food, the culture, the great people out here, and what a beautiful crowd it is at the same time, if I must say so. Ernie and Nicole and Konstantin, every year the Greeks really show up and put on a great day.
Hey, Mike, we're really impressed that you've picked up so many nice Greek words. That's great. Where'd you learn all of that?
I have a friend, her name's Gladys Roman, and she actually speaks fluent Greek.
Wow.
And she's fantastic, and every year I'm like, hey, can you brush me up on this one more time? I think I got it, but I want to make sure I'm a little bit better this year. So what do you think?
We think you're great.
I love it. I think you're doing a great job. I think you should tell Gladys Efkaristopoli.
Yes.
Efkaristo.
Exactly.
Good job, Mike.
Kalispera.
Kalispera.
Yes.
Yasu.
I got it.
Bravo, Mike.
Okay. Και θα έρθουμε πίσω. We're coming back to you, okay, Mike?
See you in a little bit.
Yeah. What was the first thing that you learned as a Greek? What language, what word, I should say, did you learn?
Oh, wow. Probably Yasu or Gala, Gali, you know, all of that.
Yaya, Papu.
Yaya, Papu. My folks, you know, they were born here, but, you know, they grew up very Greek American, you know,
Sure.
very traditional. My grandparents came here in the teens, and you know, just instilled such great value system in us. Being Greek American and growing up in the New York area has been really amazing, you know, because we're a very close community.
And you talk about Greek words and Greek language, and I know we've all seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and it comes from the Greek word and such, but I have the number, actually. It's over 50,000 English words that are derived from the Greek language, and 34 centuries of written records that actually show that. So when we talk about Greek words that come from...
It's a very rich history, that's for sure.
English language.
Well, listen, we have a lot of things to do today because we're going to be talking to some of our dignitaries. We're also going to be having Mayor de Blasio joining us, who is here, and Governor Cuomo is one of the Grand Marshals today. He's also going to be joining us in our broadcast booth. You know, you talk about all of the floats that are here, and when you look at what's out there, these families have worked all year long to prepare and to be ready for it. And who also has prepared to be ready for this is our illustrious Governor of New York.
Right.
We're very happy, we're very pleased to have with us, joining us right now, the mayor, or I should say the Governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, who is part of these parades every year. We've seen you here, sir. Congratulations. Thanks for being part of our broadcast.
Thanks for being a part of the broadcast. It's nice to see you.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
How does it feel to be Greek today?
It feels really great. I tell you, first of all, it's a beautiful day. And these are one of my favorite parts of New York, where we get to celebrate the individuality of different New Yorkers and the blend that we are. So it really is beautiful.
It's such a great city. I've always said, you know, the whole world is in one city, and that's New York. We have the Greek parade today, but as you know, we have Columbus parade, we have St. Patrick's, the Israeli parade. They're all here. You know, I must say that I certainly dearly remember your father, the late Mario Cuomo, who was also a great supporter of the Greek community. And both you and your family and Matilda, your mom, I mean, always have been such a strength here for the Greek American community. And I want you to know that we appreciate that.
Well, Ernie, thank you very much. You know, it's my honor to be the Grand Marshal this year. We had the dinner last night.
Yes.
And I can't tell you how many people came up and were talking about my father. We just lost my father.
Yes. January, right?
January. On the day I was inaugurated. So the Greek community was very special to him. Growing up, I remember all the connections, all the friendships. We're Italian-American. The connections between the Greek-American community and the Italian-American community are very close. And you know, what makes New York special is we have these beautiful individual ethnicities that we celebrate, but then we all come together as one. And that really is the New York experience.
That's true. And you know, your dad would always say, every time I would see him, Yasu, Opa, he knew a lot of Greek words. He was very proud of that.
Absolutely. And he was steadfast in support of the Greek people as well.
Yes.
And so when you're walking down the streets here and seeing all the people, Governor, I mean, of course, you're seeing not only Greeks, but as you noted, you know, you start to see everybody integrated together, and that's what it means to be a Greek American or an Italian American or anything all together. You remember your experiences growing up, right?
That is exactly right. And you know, the Greek community, when you think about it, it's relatively small in size, about 150,000 people in New York. But what an amazing contribution. You can go in the arts, in politics, etc. What the Greeks have done to make New York, really. So it gives us a chance to really celebrate our Greek brother and sisters and the great accomplishment that they've made. Greek independence, Zito Elas.
Very good. That's pretty great. You know all the things. Any thoughts on the budget coming up?
Keep our fingers crossed.
I mean, I have to throw in a little bit of news here, you know, just in case people may be wondering about it. We're so happy you were able to join us today, Governor Cuomo.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. Zito Elas, as we say, Evkaristo. We thank you very much for being here, Governor.
So good to see you both.
So good to see you, too. All right, we're going to continue. We have more. Mike Woods is downstairs, just below our broadcast booth, and he is with Mayor de Blasio right now. Take it away, Mike.
That's right, Ernie. Mayor de Blasio out here enjoying the parade. I mean, what's this day mean to you, Mayor?
It's an incredible day for New York City because the Greek community's meant so much to the city. For almost 200 years, been a major presence in this city. We just had one of our police officers injured as part of protecting this parade, and He's been taken over to Bellevue, and hopefully he's going to be fine. But, you know, it was a worrisome moment in the middle of all the joy. And we just want to thank all the members of NYPD who make events like this possible.
Right.
But for the Greek community, you can tell the pride.
I mean, look at this crowd out here. It's amazing. Every year, year after year, they show up. They have such a great time regardless. But the weather today, we got beautiful sunshine. It's fantastic.
Perfect day for the parade, but this is a very proud community, does a lot for this city. And I tell you, people come from Greece to this because it's such a big deal all over the world, wherever Greek people are. This parade is a very special moment. So you have people come in from Greek communities all over the world to celebrate here in New York City.
You got to love it. Now, speaking of moments, do you have any favorite moments here at the parade that happens today? What is it?
Well, last year, I don't know if they're doing it again. Last year, they had a huge flag that actually had flown over the Acropolis, and all of us got to hold a part of the flag and walk down the avenue with it. So that's a great feeling. I mean, the Acropolis, of course, means so much to human civilization. So that was a great, great moment. But I just love, this is a parade full of energy and pride. I love being a part of it.
Fantastic. Well, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming over here and speaking with us, and enjoy the day.
You too. Enjoy it. Yassou.
Very good. I'm working on my Greek here.
You're doing good.
Exactly. I got all kinds of phrases. I got a lot of help, though, but
Spanakopita.
Spanakopita. How did you learn all
this? That means spinach pie.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's delicious, by the way.
It is good.
It's in your teeth, though.
It's all good, though.
It's fantastic. Nice to see you.
Very much. Take care.
Fantastic. Enjoy. All right, Ernie, Nicole, Constantine. I mean, what do you say? This is a fantastic day. He's pumped.
That's great.
He's pumped for this.
We're psyched he's here.
That's how he got so tall. That's how he got so tall, eating spanakopita.
That's right.
All that spinach, like Popeye.
Like Popeye. You know, we also have to mention, the mayor was talking about our New York City Police Department. We also want to thank Lieutenant Kevin O'Connor of Midtown North for really helping us out and doing such a great job with all of the security here.
It's a good idea to give recognition where it's due.
No question about it.
Without them, it keeps us safe here on Fifth Avenue to enjoy a very special day.
Yes, we should also make mention very quickly now, because we did have the New York Police Department mounted color guard. They were here just a short time ago. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of an accident. I had a problem with one of the officers, the mounted police, being thrown from the horse. You'll probably see that in the news sometime tonight or tomorrow, but I hope he's okay. Yeah, it was a little frightening for us right in front of our broadcast booth here, so we wish that officer well and hope everything is going to be okay.
Absolutely. You'll see pictures of that probably. There's over 120 actual horse officers in that color mounted guard, which was created back in 1871. And now we're taking a look here at our Archbishop Demetrius here walking along with Governor Andrew Cuomo. You can see there he's our Grand Marshal, and of course the Archbishop here is Eminence.
The Archbishop, of course, will be joining us here in the broadcast booth. We were very happy to have with us the governor, who spoke so well about his pride and how he feels about Greek Americanism in our country, and here in New York City in particular. So we want to thank him very much for being here. We should also mention the other two Grand Marshals, actually three more Grand Marshals today, and that would be John and Helen Saris. We thank them, and also John Calamos Sr. We'll probably be seeing them and perhaps talking to them along the parade route in a little while.
Absolutely, and as we talk about the floats lining up and such, we always remember our churches. What church did you or do you attend now? Because I know you're all over
I'm
the
all
country,
over the place.
Constantine.
I am. You know what? A great part of my job is finding a cool Greek church in a small town or a smaller city when I am on the road. But born in Brooklyn, New York, we're from St. Constantine and Helen, and in Wyckoff, New Jersey, St. Nicholas.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
See?
So we have a, I'm still friends with kids.
Were you ever an altar boy?
I was an altar boy. I was the president of Goya. People don't understand.
Yeah.
I was way into it, man. I still am. It's been incredible to see the support that the Greek community, over 10 years ago, I was on American Idol now. They've stayed with me the whole time, and I'm very appreciative, and it's really an honor to be here today.
Well, that's the beauty also of the Greek community. I mean, we really stick together and support one another, and it's always exciting when we watch a movie, for example. And I know, and I've seen it in all the look, the costume designer's Greek. Oh, that's a Greek name, right? And everybody right away is proud.
Well, there is a lot of
pride.
pride.
Of the accomplishments, because accomplishments don't come easy. They come with hard work, and that's part of the ethics that are instilled in us in a very young age.
And Constantine, you were talking about being an altar boy, being involved with Goya, as I did the same thing in my own community. And I think it's important for our people to understand that, especially young people, as role models, to say, you know what, you did that too? Boy, that really makes me feel good. And it's important to share that. I think they should know that.
Well, I hope so. It was such a great experience for for me. I had an incredible environment. It wasn't, you know, we were very involved with our religion and whatnot, but it was about the camaraderie and the growing up. It was like my second group of high school friends and middle school friends, you know, kids that are all older now and have families of their own, and I see them at church with their own kids, and I bring my daughter, and it's lovely. It really is.
I have to share one thing with you too, because all of that influence is here with me today. Because in my home, I will always light the Thimieto and bless the home. That's part of my weekly ritual. And that comes from the early beginnings at home and also being an altar boy. And you carry that tradition through, and it gives you peace and comfort, and it makes you feel like you're at the center of your life.
It certainly does. And when you think about it, you think about Philoptochos, you think about joy and Goya and all the things that
Leadership
are involved
100, the scholarship foundation that, you know, John and Margot.
The Atlantic Times Scholarship Fund. Well, we have so much to talk about here. We are just kicking off our Greek parade, our Greek Independence Day parade, right here live on 5th Avenue. Ernie Anastas, Konstantin Maroulis, Mike Woods. I'm here, Nicole Petalides. We got you covered, and we're excited. Look at all the enthusiasm. We will be right back.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by the John and Margot Katsimatidis Family Foundation.
Country where democracy was born, leading to modern societies and governments around the world, allowing people's voices to be heard. Zito Ielada!
Oh, Zito Ielada. Yes, we're hearing that a lot today, and you are talking about Greek politics. The rule of the people, and that's what it means, democracy in Greek, and where each individual has an opportunity to vote and to express themselves and to create a wonderful form of government. Yes, we have our difficulties wherever it might be, but it's the best form of government, in my opinion, and we're so proud of so many people like Senator Paul Sarbanes, for example, also Senator Olympia Snow from Maine. These are people who have been really part of the forefront of Greek politics. Governor Michael Dukakis from Massachusetts, who was also the Democratic presidential nominee. We have a lot of politics in our blood, and we also feel that perhaps things will turn around, hopefully, in Greece one of these days.
And, I have two thoughts. I mean, the first is our politicians are some of our locals, right? Ariella Simotas, and also she's an assemblywoman. We have Mike Gianaris, Senator Mike Gianaris, just to name a few. But when we go back into politics, we talk about ancient Greece and up to that, and there were times that there were kings and tyrants, and this brought in oligarchies, and then it brings us to democracy, which really incorporates all the people, the poor people, everybody gets to vote, and that's the beauty of democracy, and heralds from the days of Greece.
Be able to express our opinions, and we talk about all of the contributions, which is really the theme of what this broadcast is and this program is today, and that really is the contributions Greece has made to civilization.
We're starting to kick it off. I'm starting to see some of the folks marching there, and I left out council member Costa Konstantinidis. I think his family is actually from Cyprus. My family's from Cyprus, so I just like that opportunity to mention that.
Yeah, there are
we're kicking it off.
Many representatives of government today. We wanted to mention the representatives of the Republic of Greece and the Republic of Cyprus. Joining us today is Defense Minister of the Republic of Greece, the Honorable Panos Kamenos, and also the Chief Hellenic National Defense of the Republic of Greece, General Mikhail Kostorakos. So we're happy that they are also part of our program and our parade here today. Smiling faces everywhere you look here.
And indeed, and when you see the flag waving, the beautiful blue and white flag and the stripes, and it all means something when you talk about the cross, and it represents our Greek orthodoxy, and the blue is the sky and the sea, and the white is the purity of Greek independence. And look at those faces, young and old, everybody gets out here, one generation to the next.
When I had an opportunity to go out there just a short time ago, I was talking to some of the people who are lining the parade route, and I spoke to one young lady. She came all the way from Chicago. Her fiance is Greek, who lives in New York, and she was here to be with him and to celebrate. And it was just so nice to hear her say that she was happy to be Greek American, second generation, speaks the language too. I asked her, I said, do you know any Greek? She said, yes, I know Kalimera, Kalispera, Tikanete, Yasu. You know, she was really trying to show me that she had learned the language and had pride in knowing and understanding what this was about.
Well, Ernie, I have to tell you, your mic was open. I actually heard that conversation, and you know what? That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun to hear from the people here that are all piling in. We see the Marching Greek School of Plato, the marching band from Brooklyn, New York, pre-K through 9th grade. That's where, one of the areas they have Greek language and history based in Corona. We saw that earlier today. Elaborate dance, and there they are from Brooklyn, New York.
All right.
Greek School of Plato marching band.
Congratulations as we play that drum. It's sort of a drum roll to lead into John Katzimatidis, parade chairman emeritus and also CEO of Red Apple, and a great benefactor of all kinds of projects, charity in New York, charity around the world, and a former mayoral candidate in New York, and a radio show. You're on the radio today, right?
We were on this morning. I mean, we were at the Inner Circle dinners at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And to get up at 6 to do the radio show.
So you're on
Showbiz ain't easy, John.
Not easy.
Right, John.
For $1 a year, how much does that come to an hour?
Yeah, right. Just to give it a plug, it's 9:70 a.m. every Sunday morning,
every
right?
Sunday morning from 8:30 to 10 o'clock.
You're really enjoying that program, I can tell. You had a lot of great guests, too.
We have better guests than a lot of the major stations.
You're working well at it. John, tell us, how do you feel today? I mean, here we are. We're back. A year has passed. We've got a beautiful day for this parade, and it takes a lot of organization and time.
It was cold this morning, but thank God the sun is out, and God is putting his blessing on us, and it's warm now, and it's going to be a great day.
Talk about your family, John, too. I mean, this is you came here and you worked hard, came from nothing. You're translating these beliefs. You have your beautiful wife, Margot, your daughter, Andrea, and your son, Yanni. And how do you
when I was running for mayor, and last year we were playing the theme song Only in America, Land of Opportunity. And as we were playing that theme song and we were going up Fifth Avenue, I could see all the grandfathers and grandmas with tears in their eyes saying, well, if John made it, maybe my grandson could do it too. And what my object is to lift people up and give them the hope and give them the understanding that if they work hard enough, they can do it too. And but only in America, Land of Opportunity. My friend Jay Black that sings that song.
That's right.
He is terrific, and that's what we have to do for our young people.
Well, John,
you see what the problem is?
Yeah.
We need people that young people could look up to. Years ago, me and Ernie grew up. You know who we had? We had Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
Who do young people have now?
Well, you know, you have to work at that. I mean, there are some people out there, John, you're right. And, you know, the theme today, we're talking about the contributions that Greece has made to civilization. We talked about politics. And I know it's important to you that we have good, strong leadership here in America and also around the world. That is of great value.
Absolutely correct. And I know that they're trying to do a symposium in Athens this summer for democracy, the headquarters for democracy being Athens.
Yes.
And Arthur Sulzberger from the New York Times is trying to organize it.
Oh, and look who's coming along, John. Of course, you know the Evzones, the Presidential Guard of the Republic of Greece. They guard the tomb of the unknown soldiers. They forcefully put down that right foot in sync. It's pretty amazing when you see that. Ladies and gentlemen, making their way down Fifth Avenue now.
Okay, we are experiencing such a wonderful day, John. I know that you work every year to prepare with this parade, and the number of people that are involved, it takes a real effort.
It takes a lot of money to put this parade on, and as a job of executive producer, I'm the guy that writes the short form.
Okay.
The soliades, they're called, right? With the fustanella.
Did you ever wear that, John?
Sort of like the Greek, that's the Greek kilt.
I was in the Greek parade 50 years ago wearing that.
Really?
Where's that picture, John?
I went to parochial school at the Greek American Institute for a few years, and we marched with that.
Where do you find the force to keep going? throughout all your days. I mean, you dabble in, not only, obviously, you have your big Red Apple group in Gristedes, but you do other businesses as well. You ran for mayor. You have a beautiful family. You're a big philanthropist, diabetes, PAL, Police Athletic League. Where do you find the strength every day, John?
It's you have to have the mental strength to say, let's keep going. I want to accomplish as much every day as I can, and I don't want the train to leave the station without me.
Right, John.
That's cute. I like
That's
that.
good. As we're watching the Presidential Guard of the Republic of Greece, the Evzones, I mean, they are volunteers from the Hellenic Army's infantry, and look at them. Their march style consists of normal march time and at intervals for several paces, striking ground forcefully with the right foot. And you can hear that. It just is such a terrific snap. I like that sound.
And I believe we're getting ready for the Greek national anthem, the American national anthem. John Katsimidis, thank you so much for all your sponsorship, for your support, being here with us today.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, John, to you and your family.
Και τώρα η Εθνική Ύμνη.
Coming up next, we have the Anthem singers. The American Anthem will be played by the band of the Greek School of Plato from Brooklyn, New York. New York's own, beautifully sung.
Wasn't
our
that
national
beautiful?
anthem.
And we all had to learn that when we were kids.
And I love when they sing a cappella like that. It really, you know, it gets you ready, and you begin to sing with it, sing along. It's absolutely beautiful.
There's a hook in that. There's a nice hook. When we were kids in class, and it made it fun for young people to learn.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Hey, I noticed in one of our notes here that in 1528, I know we've talked about this before, but this is an interesting note. As part of a Spanish expedition, sailor John Theodoros was the first Greek in America. Oftentimes, you know, we don't hear about that. And it would be nice to profile this gentleman, you know, John Theodoros. I think it would be more interesting, I think sometime perhaps we'll volunteer next year to do a little bit of a profile on Theodoros and find out more about what happened to him and his ancestors as well.
And what he discovered when he came over.
Right.
Maybe before some other people, who knows?
Right, I wonder if there was any Euro on the street.
I hope
That's
so.
one of the beauties of actually doing this parade, is not only being able to celebrate our heritage and our culture and see everybody here and all the floats and such. But throughout it, I'm always learning something new, Ernie.
Yes.
And we talked about all the contributions that the Greek people, all the generations before ours have made, from philosophy to politics, mathematics, architecture, religion, drama, medicine, just to name a few.
Lateness.
Lateness.
I think we invented lateness as well.
That's true.
Greek time,
well,
you know.
Exactly. You know, but some of the great expressions, some people say, some people some people leave and never say goodbye. Greeks say goodbye and never leave. You know, we hang in there for a long time talking to whoever's there.
Sort of part of the fun of being a Greek American, kind of, you know, making fun of the stereotypes, you know, but we celebrate them as well. Fun stuff.
Here's the police department coming by. As you can see, they have a ceremonial band. We have the New York City Police Department. We saw the mounted color guard earlier with the horses. And also, not only do we have the police department, we also have the fire department. In fact, the fire department of New York Hellenic Society is marching here today, but it is the largest. The New York Fire Department is actually the largest in the United States, the second largest in the world, second only to Tokyo.
Wow.
All right, and you know, we were talking about so many of the families that have lined this parade route, and you have a chance to talk to them. You see the smiling faces of these young children, and you know, this means so much to them. They're going to go back perhaps tomorrow to school and maybe even write a little paper about what the parade was like and a little bit about their history and their culture, which is good. There they are.
Kids right there in their costumes and everything, and remembering the generations before us. I have to tell you, Ernie and Constantine, my kids are so excited. My husband Nick and I and our kids Eric and Michael, you know, every year the cousins come to New York City and then they all pile back into our home and they're so excited. I mean, they want to be with the cousins every single weekend, of course.
Of course.
But we have a big Greek family as usual.
And a lot of cooking too, I'm sure, right,
thrilled.
Nicole?
There's nothing they would love any more than to have their cousins coming over. Isn't that cute?
Those guys look comfortable in the mini Evzone soldier costume. I was not when I was a kid. I was miserable, and I'm just going to take that perspective for a second there.
It always felt strange to wear a skirt, didn't
but the
it?
picture, the pictures.
I mean, I asked the same question when I was about 7 years old, and I was with my buddies, and I have pictures, you know, with some of my friends, and we'd be sitting there taking these photographs and wondering, what are we doing? You know, now you can understand it a little better, of course.
And you know, it was great to look back and have those pictures from then. And really something, the beautiful flag, the colors, they just always stuck with me as a child, and to see them flying in this beautiful day, a beautiful sun with the wind, there's a sense of pride in the air. It's awesome.
Well, it's true, and as we expand that, as we've said before, you know, here we are celebrating the Greek American community and all of the traditions, but it's also part of all the ethnic groups in this city. And
of course.
And that's how, you know, you can appreciate and respect one another. And it's the same story. It's trying to pass this on to your family, trying to teach them about where they came from, why they're here, where they're going. These are basic roots that are so important to a child's development.
That's part of the philosophers, too, when we talk about Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and just changing the way of thought overall, and just incorporating people to have happy citizens, to have law-abiding citizens, to have a governing body and such. It really just, all of these things, when you put it together, it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's so nice to see all of these families show up year after year. Meet Senator Chuck Schumer.
There
he is.
Could be the new minority leader. We'll see what happens.
That's right.
Senator Schumer has always been a good friend of the Greek community as well. You know, here's a guy who really works so hard. I mean, I've been covering news in New York, as you know, some 35 years, and I have never seen a harder working guy. He really is there all the time for you. You call, he's available. He's working on bills. He's very active, and he's really worked his way up. So you can see him out there with his bullhorn, and you know, he's doing what he loves to do: communicate with the people. And we
I love that. Meet Senator. You know, that's how he is. He's very approachable. We appreciate his work and service, of course.
I think he just said "Zito y alas." I don't know. We can't really hear what he's saying.
I'll take it.
Well, maybe Mike Woods on the street there can hear him a little bit better. Mike Woods, how's it going?
Down here, Nicole, Ernie, and Constantine. And yeah, I'm out here on the street. I'm meeting some of the fine folks that are involved with the parade. We have Elias and Petros. Petros, who is the president of the Federation of Hellenic Societies of Greater New York. Good afternoon.
Elias is the past president.
And the past president here as well. So let's talk about the Hellenic societies and what it means to New York. So I mean, everybody comes out for this parade, and it's such a great day, and Hellenic societies does so much. Let's talk about that a little bit.
This is something that everybody talks about, the Federation of Hellenic Societies, because this is the event.
Of the year. Every year, folks show up out here, and it's such a beautiful, colorful parade at the same time, and there's so much pride. Can you speak about that, the pride of the Greek community?
The Greek Federation is the largest organization in New York, all the world, the Greek organization. He has maybe 203 societies, organizations, church, is umbrella for this.
It's fantastic to have you guys out here and to add to the parade, and we have so many participants out here, and thanks to the Federation bringing everybody out.
Our radio programs this morning, they were telling the people to be on Fifth Avenue. And I call them and I tell them that's the best present you gave me this morning, to tell people to be on Fifth Avenue, because that's where they want them.
That's right, that's right. And everybody out here, we have dancers and other participants out here. There's so much pride in the
good turnout.
We have a fantastic turnout. Well, thank you very much. Petros and Elias, the current and past president of Hellenic Societies of New York. Thank you for coming out here, speaking with us. And Opa!
Thank you.
Fantastic day. Enjoy, enjoy.
Thank you.
All right, Nicole and Ernie. I mean, it's amazing out here. I'm making all kinds of friends and learning so much.
Not only the president, but the past president, too. He gets a sash as well. Exactly. I need a sash that says, like, past American Idol guy.
We're gonna get you a sash here, okay, Constantine? You know, what we're hearing, too, thank you, Mike, what we're hearing, too, throughout the day are about values that are passed along. You know, the work ethics, education, honesty, family, those kinds of things are so deeply rooted within the Greek home.
No doubt, and that's what we heard. We heard a little bit of that from John Katzimatidis
Yes.
and Governor Cuomo as well. When you talk about family and you talk about a Greek family, they go to church together, they celebrate the big holidays together, and every single day they focus on education, togetherness, and all of the values that come along with it.
Those are important because, you know, when you talk about raising a family, it's the very center of what you're trying to teach your child, you know, to be a good citizen and to be a contributor to our society in a positive way. And, you know, those of us, too, who are in the media business, you know, there was a time not too long ago that, you know, you didn't hear of a lot of Greek Americans who were involved in entertainment, in the news business, and so much of media that, you know, that consumes everybody's mind today.
Absolutely. I think that, you know, that we've been there. I think we're starting to break through into the sort of everyday topical conversations. You know, so many great people out there doing wonderful things behind the camera, in front of the camera, on the stage, you know, front of house, behind the scenes. A wonderful community here in New York, of course, with the arts. A tremendous support system here in all 5 boroughs for all the arts, and in the schools too. I have friends with kids, non-Greeks, that put their kids in Greek schools in Brooklyn because they're the best, you know, and they pick up a second language. They love the focus. They love what they do there in the curriculum. They do lots of other things, you know. It's not just about being Greek American, and they love how adjusted their kids are becoming as a result. So.
That's a pretty incredible story.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, that's the thing. And whether you're Greek or not Greek, you get incorporated into the Greek life. So those kids who are attending the schools that are not Greek, they just get pulled right in, and that comes in the homes too. All the friends love to come over to the Greek homes.
They do.
They put out, you say, have a little snack. The table is full of food, and you know, everybody always feels like they are family when they head into
maybe
your
some ouzo.
home.
Right. Yeah, maybe. But the hospitality is really something that's so much a part of our life, and we welcome people into our homes. I mean, look, just take a look at all of the restaurants in New York, you know, and even the carts. I mean, it's all part of hospitality, saying hello, and people understand that and respect it, and it's an extension of our home life as well.
Well, we are going to continue the Greek parade. We are watching here right now all of the folks marching right down Fifth Avenue as we celebrate our Greek independence here, and we'll be right back.
This portion of the Greek Independence Day Parade is brought to you by Faith, an endowment for orthodoxy and Hellenism.
My name is Melina Georgia, and I'm here at my church, Holy Trinity, in Westfield, New Jersey. Did you know that for Greek Orthodox Christians, celebrating your name day or Saint's Day is even more important than your birthday? My saint is Saint George, after my Yaya Georgia. When you greet someone on their name day, you say Kronia Pola, or many good years, Kronia Pola.
Wasn't that cute? And she was named after her Yaya, which is a tradition that we see in Greek families where you name after the grandparents or loved ones lost.
And many times, yes, the grandparents, Yaya and Papu, are the ones that are going to share so many of those important stories about the history of their family. They'll be talking about, again, contributions that the Greeks have made to civilization. And religion is at the very center of so much of that. We talked about this. It's in our homes. It's all part of the day-to-day routine of going to, whether it's a meeting for the Greek school or the Sunday school or Goya or Philoptochos. There are so many things that are going on within that Greek circle. And much of that tradition centers on religion. And when we start talking about religion, you know, we always talk about our leaders and those people who are helping us out on a day-to-day basis. Our priests, you know, they're such a center of each community.
And they bring you such peace when you see them. I mean, for example, my family goes to St. Nicholas in Flushing.
Yes.
And every time I see Father Paul Palesti, I'm happy to see him. I mean, not just he's just wonderful. He is so wonderful. And he is something that my family looks to as something that is there always for us. He gives us support. He runs a beautiful liturgy. The church is a great community. And it's something very special.
I think, you know,
never
Nicole,
want to lose that.
You're right. We all have those stories to share. Father Nick Angel from our community in New Rochelle at Holy Trinity is the same. We happen to come from the same hometown, so we share a lot of that. But he also is a good leader and who gives us the strength and the support. And you need someone there for people of all ages. I know that he works tirelessly going out to visit those people who are not feeling well in hospitals and at home, blessing homes, and especially preparation right now for the great celebration of Easter.
That's right.
That's
Today is actually
holiday.
the Catholic Palm Sunday. Ours will be next Sunday.
Yes.
So the Greek Easter falls 1 week after Catholic Easter this year. And when we talk about the churches and going to service and obviously the whole Holy Week that is so important throughout the week, it really is. It's something obviously that you enjoy with your family and traditions that you don't want to let die. And the thing, we talk about religious freedoms and the Order of St. Andrew, but we talk about religious freedoms. It's not something that you can just assume that you have your religious freedom, and we see that more than ever these days, Ernie, as you well know.
It's one of my favorite holidays, and again, we go back to our childhood. My grandfather, Reverend Anastasiou, who was one of the first 100 ordained Greek Orthodox priests in America. I was so proud of him, and I remember as a child talking to him, and he would tell me little stories, and you vividly remember his face, his words, and his touch. You know, someone once said, you may not remember what someone said or did, but you'll remember how they made you feel.
Very good point.
And you always will remember that. And someone who also makes us feel very good about who we are is Eminence Archbishop Demetrius, Honorary Parade Chairman, Primate of the Greek Orthodox Church of America, is joining us right now. Your Eminence, thank you so much for being here. A pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Thank you for
coming today.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
We were just talking about religion and your thoughts today as you're here and you're walking the parade route, you're watching the parade route. Your thoughts today?
When we talk about religion, about Orthodox Church, we are not talking simply about religion. Religion is a limited term. Orthodox is a very alive and a very wide phenomenon to be described only as religion. Is life, is culture, is civilization, is progress, is everything. Is a dynamic march throughout history. So today we have an expression of that phenomenon. All this noise, all this glamour here, or all this movement here, all this enthusiasm is indicative exactly of this spirit.
Yes, Your Eminence, as we think about all of this, we are preparing for the great feast, the great celebration of Easter. And your thoughts now as we do that and as we make ourselves ready for this great event in our church.
It is a great moment throughout the year, the Holy Week, because it has the central issue, which is the cross and the resurrection of Christ. So I would say that the whole year prepared for that week, but especially the 5 weeks of fasting. And we just had the celebration of the Annunciation, which is the event of the coming of God on earth. And with the Holy Week, we go to the climax of this, which is a crucifixion and the resurrection, creating a liberation condition. Liberation from sin, evil, death, whatever is wrong for human beings. So it's a wonderful event that we are looking for, and it's a event of hope, perspective, vision, all of these kind of things.
Your Eminence, what do you tell children that you meet throughout your days who don't quite understand the history of Orthodoxy? What do you tell them? I mean, we know you're a prolific writer and orator. What do you tell the little guys?
You ask me a question, a difficult question. Talking to children is the most difficult language you can use. I mean, university places or other kind of audiences, nothing compared to the children. They look at you and just you have to do something extraordinary to capture their attention and make sense to them. So what do we tell them? We tell them that, look, you Orthodox, Greek Orthodox children, belong to a history of 7,000 years. Wow, they say. Okay.
There you go.
That's hard to understand, of course, at that age, any age.
And then you go to a history that produced, one after the other, cultures. Today we have the machines, the digital things. Imagine what the people have 7,000 years ago.
Right.
Oh, did they have the cars? They say no. Did they have television? No. But what did they have? They have to see each other.
That's right.
So we develop a situation with each other. And I have to tell you, finally you end up with having a course of high level in learning about human perspective.
Yes, that's
the
true.
Children.
Your Eminence, I know that you travel tirelessly to so many parishes across the United States, and you see and you touch so many lives. And I know you're also traveling around the world to promote Orthodoxy. We are so honored that you are here today, proud of you for the role that you play in being our spiritual father.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
And this is why when asked about education, I say I graduated from the University of Athens. I have a PhD from Harvard University, but as Archbishop,